So this lesson again is on key vocabulary for addition and subtraction. This lesson is also going to talk about multiplication. So on the GD test, you know, it's going to have a lot of reading on it. So you need to make sure you pick up on some key vocabulary words. So the word sum is going to be a clue that addition is involved in the problem, or the word total could imply to you that addition is involved. The word more would mean addition. Combined means addition. Increase means addition. Subtraction is where things get trickier, because subtraction order does matter. Remember, 5 take away 2, 5 take away 2 would be 3, but 2 take away 5 is when we start to get into that positive and negative numbers. Remember, we don't subtract, we actually can add the opposite, and that ends up being a -3. So remember, with subtraction, order does matter. So the word difference is going to imply subtraction. A lot of times where I hear that is, again, ages is a good thing. A lot of people like to date. And, you know, you may be dating a person who's 35 and you're 30, you know. But, you know, the person will basically say, you know, what's the difference in your ages? Well, to find the difference in your ages, you'd have to subtract those two numbers to get the difference. So keep that in mind. Difference can imply subtraction, but remember, subtraction is also closely related to addition, things like that. So you still have to use your reasoning there to make sense. So the word decrease is going to mean subtraction. The word change is going to be a word that means subtraction. Where I hear the word change a lot is with temperature. On the GD test, they may talk about temperature. So for instance, you know, right now in the morning, it may have been 60 degrees. Now it's 80 degrees. What's the change in temperature? Well, if you subtract those two temperatures, that would have given you the change, okay? So a lot of this stuff we already do intuitively, because we don't do math on paper. We don't read math on paper. It's all oral. So we don't even think about it. But when you're reading the math, look for those key words. They can help you out. The word change could be help. That means I probably need to take the difference or subtract. Less than will mean subtract, and subtracted from, of course, would mean subtract. So looking at this first one here, find the sum of 9 and -13. Notice how we have this key word, sum. That's going to tell me to add 9 and -13. So if I have 9 and -13, remember, these are now integers. Integers, you have to put those labels on there. So remember, we talked about, don't just say 9, but that's $9 that I have, and I'm combining it with $13 that I owe. We understand money that you have with money that you owe, you have to pay off your debt. So the $9 is going to remove $9 of debt, which means you're going to be left with 4, but you're going to be left with a -4. And it kind of got labeled that if you have different signs, you basically take the difference, you subtract, but you got to keep the sign of the larger label. If it's more money that you have, it's going to be a positive number, but if it's more money that you owe, it's got to stay a negative. So the label is going to dictate whether it's positive or negative. This next question says, find the difference between 15 and 10. Well, find the difference means just subtract them. So 15 take away 10 is going to give me then 5. So difference is going to be a word that just means to subtract. 8 less than 10 is, this one is tricky. 8 less than 10 means I'm actually subtracting 8 from 10. So I actually have to start with the 10. You're actually starting over here. So you actually got to start with 10, and you're actually removing 8 from the 10 because you're going 8 down from 10. So 8 less than 10, order does matter here. That's not 8 minus 10, that's actually 10 minus 8. And that's the kind of stuff you have to watch out on G-tests, is because 8 minus 10 is going to be on there as well. But that's not the correct one. Order matters in subtraction. So if subtraction is present, you really have to pay attention who has to go first. Notice how I have 12 is subtracted from negative 8. Of course, over here, I'm sorry, 10 minus 8 would have been just simply 2. 12 subtracted from negative 8. The from means that's what you're starting with. So again, this problem you have to actually write down the negative 8 first. Then the 12 is being subtracted from that. And from the first day, we kind of said that subtraction, we can rewrite using the KCC method. The KCC method means keep, change, change. So keep, change, change means, sorry about that. You're going to hear a phone call in your video now. So negative 8 take away 12. What we do is we keep the negative 8. We change subtraction to addition as long as we change what we're taking away. And what we're taking away is a 12, which means I got to change it to its opposite. I got to change it to a negative 12. So in algebra, we don't deal with subtraction. We change every subtraction problem to an addition problem. That's something that you're not used to doing, but that's how algebra works, is there's a rewrite first, then you start to reason it out. And again, since these are integers, I like to use labels. So it's $8 that I owe combined with $12 I owe, which means we're going to owe a total of 20. So that's going to be a negative 20. So remember, if the signs are the same, we add them together and we keep the label. We keep the sign.
I got a question.
Okay, let me stop the video here real quick and we'll talk.